Someone was kind enough to record what the top of Mount Everest looks like so you don't have to climb to see for yourself. A few days ago, NASA launched the most powerful telescope ever made into space. It's called the James Webb Telescope, and it's 100 times more powerful than the Hubble telescope. A telescope this powerful will allow us to see deeper into space than ever before. This was sadly my last video I will ever make in 2021, so I'll see you guys in 2022. Later. Someone was kind enough to record what the top of Mount Everest looks like.
I will collect all of the fairy souls in Hypixel Skyblock for $14. Let's check the reviews. This was not a scam and did not hack my account, and this is all very good and legit. Oh hi, you caught me reading 5 Skyblock ads. I need to find a good player because on my last video you all commented that I'm bad at video games. This goes in the top 10 worst Dragoon videos. You're bad at video games. My own twin brother said I was a terrible person. And so I tried to prove them all wrong, but that was a long time ago. Let me take you back to the distant past, 7 hours ago. I was so young and innocent. I still believed in numbers. Everyone says I'm a terrible Minecraft player. Maybe I should not care and spend my time on more important things than Minecraft skill. No, that's quitter talk. I need a way to prove I'm strong. You should subscribe. Okay, that's not working. I know, I will never again die in the game. That's my goal, 0 deaths. If I'm immortal, nobody can say that I'm bad. Skycrypt shows that I have a total of 3,778 deaths. But the owner of Skycrypt has an anime profile picture, so can you really trust it? Plus, I have 135,000 kills, so my KD ratio is pretty good. They say the scariest thing is the unknown, and I can confidently say that's accurate. But also the void. Did you know you eat 3,499 spiders in your sleep every year? 0 more deaths. 3,778 is staying there forever. To make sure I never die, I have to become a tank by using the tank class in dungeons. First I need armor. The best tank armor in Skyblock is Goldor's armor, based off a Final Fantasy boss with pure golden armor. He could take lightning strikes and it dealt 0 damage. There we go. I look exactly like him, right? It's pure golden armor. Next I need a pet, one that will protect me and shield me from danger. A lion could protect me, an axolotl would weird everyone out and people would stay far away from me. But what if I was swallowed by a blue whale? I would be completely shielded from attacks. I've also put a turtle shell over the blue whale for more protection. You're just jealous you didn't think of it first. The last item is adding a diamond to my chest plate to make it perfect, because adding diamonds to things always makes it better. It makes everything better, even food. High class food is supposed to make your gums bleed. And now I can start my first tank dungeon run with 0 deaths. Look at this, I can stand in 5 zombies and take no damage at all. This is so much better than mage. But here is the trap room. These can deal damage to me. Explosives and arrows just deal a % damage and you can't tank through them. I have to do this perfectly. 1, 2, 3. I can't count past 3, so it's lucky there weren't more. I ran past the sliding walls and got to the laser room. If I study the treasure map, it says I have to jump while saying the name of the greatest wrestler. Dwayne Johnson! Damn it! Fine. Danny DeVito. Oh, I found a Cody Banks DVD in the chest. On the way back, I ran through 5 traps and almost died. And here's the boss fight. I don't know who I'm fighting, I don't know where I am, but I know I have 13,000 health and 7,000 defense. Oh no, a damage potion hit me for 71 damage. That was a close one. We won, and I left forgetting about the loot. I did another dungeon run, and just look at how many enemies I can tank at once. If I'm not the tankiest player, then show me who is. I found a very difficult puzzle room. This will be good practice for the next golden bull hunt that is apparently going to be much more difficult. Now I'm high enough level to do floor 6 dungeons, new enemies, new traps, and a gigantic boss. I was clearing the dungeon very fast, running through feeling invincible. So I went into this room to click the lever, but I didn't notice the arrow traps on each side. So I took 4 hits from it and was left on 1 heart, still surrounded by enemies. I used the aspect of the end to teleport away as fast as possible, running for my life. After I healed up, my teammate showed me how to actually do it. You gotta teleport past the traps instead of walking right into them. Genius. I'm putting that on my Golden Bull 2 cheat sheet. I cleared the rest of the dungeon and went to the boss. My team is staying back. Do they want me to tank it all? Well, that's what I was made for. I'm gonna supervise from back here. This must be what a mouse feels like. I have a sudden urge to steal these giants' cheese. We can make the final boss fly. Fly and die. This is I'm bored of dungeons. I don't want to play anymore. But what if I could get someone to play for me? Necromancy. Necro as in dead, and mancy as in necromancy. I'm going to bring the dead back to life to play Skyblock for me while I look at Fiverr ads. I will create your own Minecraft custom sky. Can you put Danny DeVito in my Minecraft sky? Here are necromancy swords that other people have trapped souls in. I'm looking for one with admins inside. Like this one has Hypixel and Doctor. I can summon them to fight for me if I get the item. I could get 6 copies of Mini-Clone. Wait, this one has Juices in it. Juices is the admin who created the Golden Bull Hunt. He caused me endless suffering. And now I have the chance to control him? Your soul is mine. They have 15 million health and 225,000 damage. Kill this zombie for me. Spawn! It doesn't seem to be spawning no matter what I do. Turns out it requires a lot of mana to summon, so I enchanted the sword for 200 XP levels and got 2 achievements. Now the Latin necromancy chant to summon them. Et toro dietietus. Necromancy makes me want to necrodancy. There it is. I have my own owner pet summon. Still not enough mana for Deuces yet. Attack them! He destroys them. To summon Deuces, I need to go back into dungeons for the mana boost, which is fine. I can get the admins to do the dungeons for me, but sadly, I have to go back to the mage class for mana instead of tank, making it way easier to die. Now to recite the other ancient necromancy chant. If they don't respect Necro, they are ho. There he is! Deuces, you work for me now. Let's take a selfie. Never mind the red lines everywhere. This guy just walked into the parkour trap room and left for me to do it, so I just got Deuces to do it for me. Then I tried fighting the boss as a mage. That did not go very well. In fact, I died while flying mid-air. But this death doesn't count. I wasn't even playing as a tank. And here we see a flock of gamers chasing after one woman. They will never catch her. Speaking of Deuces, he leaked some new information recently. He is creating a new puzzle that is even harder than the Golden Bull. I hope one of you has a PhD in mathematics. Since I only have a PhD in theoretical world domination, I need to do some studying. You know what's better than a university degree? Mathsisfun.com. Before Squid Game, there was Blob Game. Now, how does this work? Am I doing it right? Player 2 wins, hell yeah! I played for 10 more minutes before realizing this is a 2-player game and I was controlling both players. Kill the bottles from short to tall, just like real life. 2048. Every move spawns a 2. Join the 2s to make a 4. Join the 4s to make an 8, and so on. My personal strategy is to spam as fast as possible to get the highest points ever. It doesn't always work. 9007. A different game with the exact same strategy. There it is! Honestly, if numbers can get this big, I don't believe in numbers anymore. They have got to be fake. Crush the Castle, the ultimate physics game. If this doesn't teach me all the maths in the universe, I don't know what will. How do I most efficiently kill these upper-class medieval people? I think they gave me the plague. Okay, this game is amazing. Leave a comment if you'd watch a full Crush the Castle playthrough. Killing 3 women, my specialty. I am finally ready for Deuce's great challenge. I have the equivalent of a PhD in mathematics, though I still don't believe in numbers. Only catapults. And here I am, on Fiverr, trying to find someone to play the game for me so I can quit and become a full-time Crush the Castle player. Now it's time to check my deaths. 3,681. Wait, what? I died 3 times? That's impossible. I was immortal. There was the death as a mage in dungeons, the death of my innocence when I stopped believing in numbers, but what was the 3rd death? I think they gave me the plague. And people say my videos have no structure.
YouTube has changed. It's no longer about views, subscribers, or clicking the bell icon to get notified of every upload. It's an endless series of proxy battles found by mercenaries and Russian dislike bots. I remember a time where feminine-sounding men would slide down ramps in CSGO, talking about the most cringe thing on the internet. And even before that, how you could warp Half-Life characters' faces to look like malnourished children, and everyone laughed. But now, everything has a price. ID tag YouTubers have ID tag YouTube videos, so using Clip Converter to download their content to make fun of them is all but impossible. Nanomachines inside their bodies enhance and regulate their abilities. Genetic control, information control, emotion control, battlefield control. Everything is monitored and kept under control. YouTube has changed. The age of deterrence has become the age of control, all in the name of averting catastrophe from weapons of mass destruction. And he who controls the 1 out of 10 performing video on the YouTube studio controls history. I've been deployed to spy on one of these YouTubers and to see if I can learn anything to bring back to Mother Base. Liza Koshy, codename Golden Girl. Rose to fame, make I'm sorry, I can't do the voice anymore. I was gonna get David Hayter to do the rest, but he turned down the cameo.
This can't be happening.
Also, YouTube has a glitch that randomly unsubscribes people, so please check that you subscribed, and if you haven't already, consider it. Liza started her career in 2013 on Vine, the app where each video was 6 seconds long, and whoever could shout the loudest was usually the most successful. Liza would do variations of already famous vines and put a spin on them. Like, for example, we've all seen white people be like, but what if Indian people be like?
How white people knock. Hey, I'm here. How Indian people knock. Allah, Allah, I'm here. I have spices.
Sorry, boy. But Liza was clever. She knew that Vine had a short lifespan and evacuated on the last shuttle to the promised land of YouTube, where she did a series uploading her daily life every Wednesday.
Wait, Liza? Is that you?
Shortly after kickstarting a second channel with even more relaxed content, like for example, interviewing former President Barack Obama. Again, very relaxed content. Her networking got her into many future roles like Tyler Perry's horror comedy, Boo, and Medea Halloween.
Then stop talking.
Also, I'm incredibly jealous that she shared a film with Huel from Breaking Bad.
Honestly, I want to shove my cock in your ear and like...
Also appearing in one of the first successful YouTube originals, Escape the Night, the longest running YouTube premium show with over 40 episodes. It's shot like a sitcom a la Modern Family, with all the most marketable YouTubers at the time. I just love the irony that Shane Dawson is in it, and he's given the title of Renegade. I think one of her most accidentally hilarious roles was when she was in 2015's Freakish, where a strange mist descends on a school and the survivors have to band together. Gee, I wonder where they heard that one before. It's hilarious because you're asking someone known for making the funny faces to act seriously. There's a saying that people known for comedy can never be in serious roles, and, you know, I think that's a massive cope. Even funny man Will Ferrell has done some serious roles, like Stranger Than Fiction, a 2006 film where he plays a man knowing that he's going to die because his life is controlled by someone writing his story.
You will die. You will absolutely die. Even if you avoid this death, another will find you. And I guarantee that it won't be nearly as poetic or meaningful as what she's written.
Liza has moved on to bigger things, not just starring, but producing her very own show, Liza On Demand, where she plays herself, but the surname is different. The main premise is she has to do a bunch of odd jobs for the app Taskit, with the hopes that she gets the rank of elite tasker. Kind of like when an Uber driver gets 5 stars, so you trust him just a little bit more. Liza is joined by co-stars Harlow, played by Kimiko Glenn, who voiced Penny Parker in the 24 FPS Spider-Man film, and Oliver, played by Travis Coles. Oliver being unironically actually funny, and I wish he got his own show instead. I covered seasons 1 and 2 on my channel already, but that was well over a year ago, hence all the exposition I had to give in the opening. There's lore to this show, and I must respect it. But now, I present to you, somehow through hedge funds and pyramid schemes, Liza On Demand, Season 3, The Revenge of the Sith. The first episode opens with Liza telling Oliver that she's going to see a family friend to hopefully get a real job to impress her family. Finally, someone that agrees YouTube isn't a real job.
My mom wants me to meet up with a family friend who's president of my college alumni association. Something about getting a real job.
She then goes to drive to the meeting, realizing she's been blocked in. Only as soon as she's 1 foot away from the car. Wow, that depth perception is terrible. Liza then finds Don, the apartment landlord played by Jim O'Hare, most known for being in Parks and Recreation.
Baba booey. Okay, so now you're sure that everything is okay, down there?
They're perfectly healthy. That man has the largest penis I have ever seen.
She explains to him that her car's locked in and she's gonna miss her meeting.
It's fine. Anyway, I'm sorry, but I can't move it. I mean, literally, I had to have it towed in here because this is a historically significant artifact.
Oh, wow, it's an old car.
An actual decent joke, which is then inevitably ruined moments later.
I'm not really a car person. Wait, is this the car from Back to the Future? Oh, no, I'm not really a movie person either.
References for the sake of it put this show on the same level as Big Bang Theory.
You will have to deal with her in time.
I really see why they needed that laughter track now.
My mom died.
This episode is all about conspiracy theories, and Dom tells Liza that the year 2000 didn't even happen, which she'll inevitably believe herself and shill to strangers for wacky hijinks.
The truth is, there is no such thing as the year 2000.
Oh, this is one of those, conspiracy group thingies, like the flat earthers or the anti-vaxxers.
No, it's nothing like that. No, those people are crazy. They ignore basic facts and science. No.
Now, this is actually a good setup for a gag. You can tell Dom is an actual actor with acting experience because he himself is so sure about what he's saying is real, while still saying that other conspiracies are complete nonsense.
And some said, Omega, we come in peace. And others said,
how to become a Sigma male, the rarest type of them all.
bullshit.
The true thousanders, they are onto something very, very real.
On the Paracynical channel, we stand Don. Don has this car because he claims that even though it was made in the year 2000, it was actually made in 1999 because the year 2000 never existed, which prompts fellow conspiracy theorists to show up and one man to recreate the Wojak in real life. Now, remember when Liza was apprehensive about this theory?
Like the flat earthers or the anti-vaxxers.
Not even 25 seconds later, she's fully bought into the conspiracy and starts shilling it to her friends. No slow turn of events or something that makes her change her worldview. I mean, come on. Each episode is about 20 minutes, so we gotta make it efficient here.
But I was thinking about it, and I actually can't remember a thing from the year 2000. Which is kind of weird, right?
Because you were 5. How could you remember anything?
Meanwhile, in the B story in this episode, Harlow goes on a date with a guy called Casey, who's so perfect, he listens to Tame Impala.
Hey, I remember you said you liked Tame Impala, so I got us both tickets for August. I hope that's okay.
It's more than okay.
I just always remember listening to Tame Impala with Death Grips overlaid, so yeah, it's a decent music choice. Casey is actually so wholesome, he donates his 5 damage resistance hoodie with poison protection. But then he shows his true colors all in the span of about 15 seconds.
Oh, Casey, it's the blanket.
Wow, I got way too excited to get you back to my place.
Yes, you did.
Oh, fuck.
One thing I love here is how they purposely put a bin into frame just to exaggerate how much of a piece of shit he is. She shares this with Liza, who seems to brush it aside, bringing the story back to the conspiracy plot where they make weird 9/11 jokes because a bad film came out at the same time.
The deeper you go, the weirder it gets. Like the 2000 Olympics that were supposed to have taken place in Sydney.
Careful, Liza, you're starting to sound like Mariah Carey. Honestly, if there's any year she should deny, it's 2001. That's the year Glitter came out. And that was the worst thing that happened September of 2001.
I looked up that film, by the way. I don't think I've seen a worse score on IMDb from such a huge amount of people. I'm looking at the Wikipedia page as well. Carey's performance as an actress was considered by many to be amateur.
I don't care about that.
I mean, I'm sure it can't be that bad.
Well, what do you mean? I thought you were supposed to keep track of people.
It's an imperfect system, Miss Frank. Records are destroyed, people disappear. Look, I have all your information and,
Right, never mind. Back at the house, and Oliver didn't get into the team he thought he did a senior year with, and realizes that all the money he's been spending hasn't even gone anywhere.
I did a DWD walkathon. My grandparents sponsored me by the mile. Oh my God, I still donate annually. Who am I giving my money to? Oh my God, I need to know how deep this goes.
Liza finally attends one of the conspiracy theory meetings to point out how they're all insane. And this joke is actually kind of funny. She shows off a calendar made in the year 2000, which disproves the year 2000 not existing. But then she's asked to look at the year it was made.
Liza, sweet, innocent, vertically challenged Liza. Do me a favor and take a look at the copyright date on the calendar.
Okay, copyright in 1999.
Boom!
Whoa, so this wasn't actually made in the year 2000.
It's funny because I kind of saw this as a meta joke, referring to how incompetent Liza's character is and the universe that she's in. That people would be so stupid and also all agree on something which is such common knowledge. Not being dumb for the sake of it, but showing her flawed character and that she's just a walking punchline. This subtlety is quickly ruined by her then explaining the entire joke.
Wait, but don't all calendars have to be made the year before?
Well, sure. Now they do. She's adorable, isn't she?
Meanwhile, with the B story, Harlow's date throws even more trash out in public, and when she finally confronts him about it, he has a extremely strange cope.
What else am I supposed to do? Throw it in a trash can where a giant truck spewing carbon emissions throws it away? Then takes it to a landfill that's poisoning our planet to the core? Babe, thought you wanted to go paleo.
Nothing would ever change. Nothing new could ever be expected. It had to end. Might power more.
Yeah, just show him that episode in Futurama where they had to shoot the trash ball into space and how it's going to fall back to Earth and kill everyone. I'm sure that'll change his moral compass. Liza, back at her house, finally gives into the conspiracy theories, creating her own montage with top text, bottom text impact font, and ends the scene with probably one of the worst one-liners yet.
wait till they see this on Reddit.
She eventually goes to a meeting for a new job, and we see some of that classic Vine Liza, as in, le random sound equals funny.
So, Liza, your mom tells me you're looking to make a career switch.
Well, I don't really have a career to switch from. Looking for more of a career birth. Like a... Congratulations! It's a career!
I purposely paused on this frame, so you feel the second-hand embarrassment I am. I would also like to do a montage of every time Liza does a quirky facial gesture in this scene alone.
That's ridiculous. It's just so exaggerated.
This scene actually shows how Season 3 seems to have the biggest identity crisis so far. Even the plot isn't consistent. With Season 1's conclusion, Liza did get her elite status, and Season 2 then resetting it for no real reason, making the entire build-up to Season 1 completely pointless. And now Liza is just a 20-something trying to get a job.
Holy shit!
I'm not saying the show had to be about the Taskit app, but it was a good foundation. Why not have Season 3 be about her competition being a rival Taskit brand, like, I don't know, like you've got Uber and Lyft. Also, Liza's entire conspiracy about the year 2000 not being real is shattered once she's shown a picture of her from the year 2000. I want to say as well, this would prove literally nothing, as she was too young to remember this year, but I guess we needed to kind of solve this plot thread before it got any deeper. You know, God forbid we have any of these episodes be not self-contained.
Wait till they see this on Reddit.
That doesn't prove anything.
Liza, you're in the picture. Right there, see? Next to your mom and dad. Your parents gave me that frame as a gift.
That's me.
Liza, how could you have ever believed such nonsense?
We cut back to Harlow for a date. For a third time, he does the funny litter thing, but to make it different, he actually dumps Harlow.
Like last night, you flossed after you brush your teeth. Everyone knows you floss before you brush your teeth. You have to get all the little pieces of food out before you... Yeah, that's why I haven't kissed you all day. I can't be with someone who's such a mess of a person.
And Then the conspiracy meeting people suddenly realize all their claims are baseless and only used to distract themselves from embarrassing things they did.
You're right. That's exactly what I've been doing. I invested all my money in... It was easier to pretend that it never happened than deal with my own stupid mistake.
Wow, what an organic way to wrap up the episode. That didn't feel rushed at all. No need for a part 2, I guess. Episode 2 begins with some aerial shots of LA, which I like to call urban decay with a Snapchat filter, and also filming complete strangers. I mean, I think they are, because you can see the pure bewilderment on this guy's face looking into the camera. Liza and Oliver are talking about how they've moved to a new apartment.
Amelie, your keeper, where is it?
We're right by the beach.
I assume the lease on the previous set expired. Liza on Demand season 1 and 2 apartment. I'll miss you. We've had so many good times. Like when the thing with, the thing that happened. Something happened, I'm sure. Liza then starts criticizing LA culture for how weird and extrovert everyone is.
Their breakfast burritos have heirloom tomato salsa. They're West Side burritos. There's constant volleyball going on. I saw a woman wearing a snake. And all the clients over here are just different.
Different how?
It's a vibe, Oliver. You wouldn't understand.
This would be a good joke, you know. I love attacking LA culture as much as anyone. Think about it. LA is actually so bad that it made Jake Paul move out. And definitely not because they raised taxes for the rich people.
I can't stand being in this ugly apartment with all of its fresh air and natural light.
I actually can't tell if the show is trying to mess with me or not anymore. The way she said natural lighting in a sarcastic way, like there's no natural lighting and it's all just studio lighting. I think I'm trying to cope so badly to give her a pass that I'm trying to like find much deeper meanings in these jokes. The new set also must have done something with the script because Liza is back working at Tasket again for some reason. She goes to the beach to meet someone for a gig, and if Bizarre Thought Patterns were a show, it'd be this.
The thing is, I was gonna propose to my girlfriend, you know, romantic proposal at the beach, but kinda dropped the ring. I know, keep your stubby finger dolt. Sound like my old harp teacher. Anyway, I really need to find that ring so I can get her back here and propose.
I do appreciate the wind machine they use to simulate wind though. Like, you know what? 1 gold star, 1.5 gold star out of 3. I'm feeling generous today. Actually, wait, this was filmed on an actual beach? Not a green screen? Oh my god, you can't tell what's real and what isn't anymore. There's actually a pretty funny side gag here with Harlow being asked by a family to take a picture for them. And Harlow joins in, not having any idea how to take a picture apart from the selfie feature. I actually like this joke. It shows how hollow e-celebs are perceived in general. And again, an actual good gag that Liza has no part in.
Ready? Oh, sorry. We just wanted a picture of the 4 of us.
Oh, yeah. How do I do that?
Oh, maybe, flip the camera.
Liza's gig host turns out to be a complete apologist, trying to find the ring to propose to her girlfriend, but defending the fact that she walks all over him and cheated on him multiple times.
Him and I had our disagreements just like any other couple. She always complained about the way I dressed, and she really hated my harp playing. Also, she slept with my brother. But it was a one-time thing.
This actually gets so bad that Liza becomes the moral compass of this episode. I know that is a really hard pill to swallow. And she teaches him that he's in an incredibly toxic relationship.
I think it's good. I think it's
Hey, Keith, I know this is none of my business, but this doesn't sound like the healthiest relationship.
But unfortunately, this advice falls on deaf ears because this man is pussy whipped.
Boss.
Only to then change his mind 15 seconds later as Liza finds the ring and then dumps his girlfriend and instead proposes to Liza.
Now I know why you said all that stuff about Miriam. You were right. I need to find someone who shares my interests and loves me the way I am.
Yes, Keith.
So stupid, Liza. It was you all along and you were just trying to tell me. Liza, will you marry me?
Yeah, I like the Walter White tier arc they went through here. You know, you've got the rise, the fame, the money, and the eventual descent into everything falling apart. Can we just take that 10 out of 10 Ozymandias has on IMDb? I just give it to this episode, please. The story then concludes with Oliver eventually finding his own people on the gay beach. The funny thing is about this scene, in the original cut, it didn't have any kind of music.
Call now and you'll get the smart mop for just $20.
And shows as simple as this need that music to give some kind of stimulation. Unfortunately, he finds out the gay beach is filled with people that he already knows, so there's no fresh meat.
Oliver! Hey!
You're kidding.
I do rate the guy with the Deus Ex glasses in the crowd.
Vincent, you cost me my job.
Yeah, Rip.
Prepare yourselves for the arrival.
Hee hee, I just love using my phone to watch YouTube videos you can put down. Wow, what a nice friendly guy. Episode 3 begins with a totally different setting. I mean, the set is the same and the characters the same, but the direction is totally different. Emulating Modern Family's mockumentary style with sweeping and handheld shots. And honestly, I do prefer this more. It feels much more inclusive and hands-on compared to the static shots of previous episodes. But this isn't the first time the show has tried a different angle. Like how the latter part of season 2 tried a laughter track. The show seems to be attempting different things each episode with varying success.
Claudine, look what I tracked down at the antique store.
Oh, Liza, that's wonderful news!
We also cut to the cast talking one-to-one with the cameraman about their daily life. Like Oliver talking about how he bought a hat just because he saw Jason Momoa wear it.
My rules of shopping basically boil down to WWJMD. What would Jason Momoa do?
And considering that this episode is so vastly different from the rest, I'll be doing face cam for this episode, and this episode only, with this beautiful hat. Oh my god, I look like a woman.
Get your own damn drink!
Liza then busts in to talk about a possible date that's been ignoring her. Ignoring her as in he's just been working his normal 9 to 5 and ignoring her troll face impression.
He still didn't notice me.
Who?
This guy who's always in the coffee shop at the same time as I am. Guys, he's like if Harry Styles and a mini cupcake had a baby. He's so cute. Plus, we have so much in common. Like, okay, we both have laptops. We both drink coffee. It's crazy, right? Check out this vision board I made up our future life together. Maybe it needs...
Now, this joke, this is a good one, all right? Firstly, because of how delusional Liza is, but also the effort put into that whiteboard gag that we will never see again. Honestly, I can't hate on this joke. It shows how hyper-obsessed Liza is and how deeply flawed her character is. You also have this scene where Oliver is in a cafe and he's just excluded from a group of guys because he isn't wearing a hat. Jesus Christ, man. This looks like a WoW meeting at this point. Like I like how low we've stooped.
Excuse me, can I borrow your pepper grinder? I can see you have 2, and I don't have any at the table that I'm eating at all alone. Thank you.
Oliver wants to borrow the hat so he can impress his group of newly made friends, but unfortunately, Harlow has a similar idea and has no plans of giving it up anytime soon.
I want in.
Well, it's too late. Hat and I have been bonding all day. I posted a picture of me wearing it, and it's gotten more likes than I ever got in the post-Park Ball era. I'm gonna do for hats what Jessica Alba did for butt wipes. And besides, no takebacks.
Honestly, I kind of understand Harlow. I took a picture with PewDiePie once, and I haven't had the same amount of likes since. He was my yellow hat, and I deeply wish that I had him back. Meanwhile, Liza is trying to hit on someone in an internet cafe, and to the show's credit, again, it's a fairly decent gag. She's trying to get his attention, but he's way too busy checking his Dogecoin on Binance.
Oh. Huh. I'm so clumsy. It's endearing.
She returns to the apartment and realizes that everyone in the group is obsessed with this yellow hat because it's such a huge status symbol, leading Liza to make this very obscure joke.
I was already having a terrible day, and now you two go off and start a hat club and didn't even think to invite me? What am I? The Invisible Man from that movie I can't remember the name of?
The Invisible Man?
She means Eddie Redmayne.
Yeah, him.
I honestly don't get the reference here at all. The only thing I found was a Google search for an article of Eddie Redmayne asking people to stop emailing him.
I want to be rich.
Liza then buys her own yellow hat to the dismay of Oliver and Harlow.
Hey.
No.
Hell no.
Yeah!
What?
I love just like, you know, imagining that they've set up this entire backdrop just for one of them to say no. That is the most productive waste of time or tax write-off that I've ever thought of. Liza then goes to a meeting and instantly falls in love with someone, defining the 3 qualities of living in Los Angeles.
You have a certain mystique. What's your deal?
My deal is that I like laptops and coffee and guys who like laptops and coffee.
I was going to put in like an Oblivion NPC dialogue thing here, but I think it's just... I've probably referenced that more than Breaking Bad at this point, so we're going to let that one slide. Meanwhile, Oliver gets friendly with a group of guys all wearing the same hat. And if anything, it looks more like a Red Dead 2 clan meetup.
Looks like someone can't handle their sway fit.
Liza's day goes about as well as you can expect for a show with a 20-minute runtime per episode. But the twist is, as soon as the hat leaves her head, the guy loses all interest in her. It's kind of funny, you know, there's not really much else they could have done here, and it does ramp up that kind of aspect of liking someone for one particular trait, and once that trait's gone, you just have no interest for them anymore.
May I kiss you?
Sure. When can I see you again?
Yeah, I'm kind of busy these days.
The group realized that they need to share the hat and can't all have it at the same time, so have a massive falling out. It's kind of like that thing they do in like kids animated films just before the 3rd act, you know, when like everyone falls out and there's like a sad montage and then they just get back together 5 minutes later. Although due to time constraints, they don't even do that. There's no montage. They all just turn away from each other and then go on their phone, probably to look at TikTok. Oliver invites his Red Dead posse, and honestly, all of them wearing yellow, it just reminds me of Utopia again. The 3 eventually come to the compromise that they need to timeshare the hat so everyone can get their use out of it. Harlow doing her photo shoot for Instagram likes, Oliver hitting on the guys for a possible date, and Liza getting it on with her date. And then as soon as the hat is removed, all of them become incredibly unlikable, like the hat has the biggest speech buff in human history. They eventually agree that the timeshare concept will never work, so they choose to throw the hat outside instead, which leads Dom, the manager, to come in with his own yellow hat.
Okay, I didn't realize you were having a party that I was not invited to.
And one thing I love about Dom's actor, I've said this before, he steals the show. Any scene he's in, you can tell he's an actual professional comic actor. And this episode, it feels like it's shot like a Parks and Rec episode. Now, this is where the episode would end, right? The group put their differences aside, they move on, and everything goes back to exactly the way it was, with nothing learned and nothing changed. Well, not exactly, because we still have 10 minutes of runtime left.
Don't answer that.
So the show throws the curveball of Oliver, despite not having his hat, still being accepted by his Red Dead posse, proving once and for all the important argument that Red Dead 2 is the best game ever made. This also leads Liza to be more confident about herself, not needing the hat to get a date, which then leads to this weird exchange where the guy apparently has a hat fetish. I mean, believe me, I know for a fact I will never be allowed to kink shame again in my entire life. I get that. But this just kind of comes out of nowhere.
I don't see gender. I just see hats.
I guess I never really needed the hat to be happy. And I never needed Dave, whom I will not judge, other than to say that his hat fetish is incredibly up. Wow.
The episode concluding with Oliver being dumped and waking up next to a pig for some reason. And the gang realize that although they despise each other and they're perfectly imperfect, they can't afford rent anywhere else. So decide to stay together. How wholesome. That's the face cam bit done, by the way. Enjoy seeing my face again in like 2 months' time. The next episode begins with Harlow and Liza clothes shopping, where Liza is instantly mistaken for a homeless person.
Excuse me, you can't loiter here, Mr. Homeless Individual. I'm so sorry, Mr. Displaced Person, but here's a personal care bag.
I feel like that could have been actual dialogue in like GTA 5 or something, you know, a satirical take on America.
Just stop looking at me. Don't look at me. Say something. Oh, I wish you were dead. I really do.
Oh my god. Did I just indirectly compliment Liza's writing? Liza gets a tasket job. Yeah, remember that? You know, the whole premise of the show? I think it's literally in the name as well. But this time, it's at Esme, a wellness company. An obvious parody of Gwyneth Paltrow's Goop company.
What?
If you don't know what that is, you may actually still have the chance of having a normal life. It's essentially a company that specializes in milking the top 1% of all their money with ridiculous products like a candle that smells like a vagina. that Critical reviewed.
The smell is definitely stronger. It's actually beginning to smell a bit putrid, which I would expect. I am about to start crying and run away.
I mean, I get it. Honestly, I also respect it. It's much like Salt Bae. You know, wrapping your meat in gold tin foil isn't anything special, but if you can rinse millionaires out of their money, that is commendable. As we all know, rich people's tears are the tastiest.
That's it. I drink your...
Liza's job this episode is being the replacement soul metabolizer, which sounds like a Dark Souls spell. And even she's confused as to what it is. I'm sure we'll find out, and it'll be hilarious. Speaking of hilarious, Liza goes to sit on a yoga ball and doesn't know how to. This is actually so funny. It makes one of the actors break character and have a nervous breakdown because they laughed at the equivalent of a Family Guy cutaway gag.
Oh my God, are you okay? Did I do something wrong?
The other girls start freaking out, unleashing their inner energy. It's played off like a gag, but the thing is, Liza's biggest claim to fame was doing exactly this on Vine, so it's hard to see this as a joke when half of Liza's gags are doing the human troll face in real life.
Here we go.
Fuck.
The manager then wants Liza to be the brand representative and somehow sums up my entire opinion on the season so far.
You are fascinating, Liza. I am? Yes. You're everything, and yet nothing.
The gang get back home obsessed with Esme's beauty products. Oliver, for example, has Esme on video, and you can tell that they've just edited the video in post because everything on the desk is blurred due to depth of field, but the video itself is in crisp 4K.
Magnify that death sphere. Why is it still blurry?
That's all the resolution we have. Making it bigger doesn't make it clearer.
I'm Esme, and you're...
Made of stupid.
Meanwhile, Liza gets a promotion at Esme to brand ambassador. Keep in mind, she was the equivalent of the Uber driver for them. No idea how this happened.
Personally approved by Esme to be our new brand ambassador. You are now the face of elbows.
Wow, me?
The group slowly start to get the downside of living a life on beauty products. Harlow is the most damaged, and honestly, this is actually a really good joke. I can't even meme on this one.
I've been too busy savoring my shiitake mushroom essence.
Oh, what are you doing?
Eating. Honestly, Lisa, I've never felt better.
Okay.
The physical comedy is there. The timing, the acting, how she's completely oblivious and bought into the lie. Great job, woman that I'd know you for nothing else for. That you actually did a good job. They both walk in on Oliver, who's probably not as mentally unstable, but definitely wasting more of his day.
I've gone from a quick 7-step zit removal to a solid 36-step Esme-approved routine. Like she said, if you don't have 2 hours twice a day to spend on your skincare, then you're not managing your time correctly.
Also, a small cutaway here. A lot of people have asked me for my skin routine. I'm not sure why you do that. First thing to do, get out of puberty as fast as you can. If that doesn't work, I'd recommend a face wash and a moisturizer. Here's the ones I use. Focus, please, Lord, focus. This one's just like foam, so you'd wet your face, cover your face in the foam, and then wash it off. And this one is like a moisturizer, but it's got collagen in it because I hate moisturizers. This stuff is amazing. They're a bit pricey. There are probably cheaper alternatives. Why am I doing this cutaway in a video? Jesus Christ. Liza keeps moving up the ranks at Esme and is involved in photo shoots, including her elbows because they're so soft. Yep, apparently the gag is they only want her for her amazing elbows. She flexes them so much in photo shoots that the next day they've been totally locked out and she has to do menial tasks like brushing her teeth and getting dressed. Just like the last episode and pretty much every other episode in this entire show, the group realized their change has brought them nothing but misery, with Oliver now having an allergic reaction to his skincare and Harlow slowly going insane.
Look at us. Guys, we're falling apart. I can't move my arms. Your skincare routine is blown up in your face, literally, and you're so delusional, you're talking to inanimate objects.
I feel that was a dig at 2012 PewDiePie. Did no one catch on to that?
This is why I hate you!
In honestly a very weird turn and probable tax write-off for the show, they find a secret passage in the Esme offices into a back room and find out that Esme is just a guy in a mocap suit. I like as well how they obviously shouldn't be there and are trespassing, but all the staff are like, yeah, I'm an extra. I'm not paid enough to deal with this. He explains that this is all a giant scam to rinse women of their money by promoting fake wellness.
And for what? Just to make money?
It's not all about the money. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's mostly about the money, but it's about more than that.
About sending a message.
Liza says she's going to expose him to the boardroom, and he just lets her do it, banking on the fact that she won't be able to convince anyone. Standing in the same place as the mocap guy, but not wearing a mocap suit. I guess that was pointless.
She's just a guy named Jeff pulling the strings and pretending to be her. She doesn't exist. Prepare for revolution!
An old Soviet mosaic just randomly on the wall here in the biblioteca.
Beautiful metaphor for releasing the ego. And our toxic relationship with food. I mean, we all do need to look beyond the fridge.
The gag is all the women at the boardroom don't believe it and buy into the lie even more. Because God forbid anyone in a YouTube original show has any sort of character development. These episodes are actually so disconnected, it might as well be a Black Mirror anthology.
Get the fuck off my porch! Get your ass off this mother...
The next episode begins with the group in quarantine, not because of the funny cough, but the timeless example of a citywide hair lice outbreak. Oliver and Harlow are trying to kill some time painting, and oh my lord baby Jesus, this video contains a product placement. I'm so happy that Liza, a woman with a net worth of 6 million, is finally getting a sponsor. I just really hope it's Raid Shadow Legends. But first...
Skinny Pop?
What? So the sponsor for this episode is Skinny Popcorn. Not really something I'd understand to be in the Liza Koshy universe. You can't buy it in the UK, and I also love how any product promoting health seems to have collagen in it now. Ah yes, I'm going to de-age my skin by eating 15 bags of popcorn every day. Liza still has to do a tasket job despite the outbreak, so goes to deliver some food to a man's house. And I do have to put a disclaimer here. The man she's speaking to is, British.
Hi, I'm Liza, the tasker, here for Jude.
That's me, and thank you so much for your service. New taskers are the real heroes.
Oh, I'm just doing my job.
Liza picks up his mail to see he works at GQ as a model. You know, the YouTube channel that does the 10 things people can't live without. My favorite one was with Fortnite Ninja because it was basically just a Red Bull shill. Liza instantly falls in love with the mysterious man because of his model job and generosity.
Listen, I just want to say, in case we never see each other again, I think you're very attractive. Oh God, I'm so sorry. That was so unprofessional and inappropriate. Please accept my deepest apologies.
Alright, I'm quite sorry, love. I did not think it was a bit out of line there, Governor. I've only had 3 hours of sleep reading my Tilly license agreement.
Sam! Liza shares the news with Oliver, and he's very supportive, explaining to her that during times of great stress, people from different worlds can be brought together.
She had just started dating this guy when they got thrust together during a national tragedy.
Oh, wow. 9/11?
I am not that old. No, I'm talking about when the Cats trailer came out. Oh. Mm-hmm.
I love how even Liza on Demand is ribbing on Cats.
The graphics, that's what this is all about.
You know, if a show as safe as this is ribbing on a film, it's a massive L. Then Harlow walks in, who's recently shaved her head to avoid the head lice infestation. The group pretend to be supportive, which lasts about 6 seconds.
Look at you!
Okay, you're not helping.
Okay, sweetie, I'm gonna be very honest with you right now. You look like a travel-sized version of The Rock.
You look like a lady like Vin Diesel.
The Vin Diesel one makes me laugh, not because the joke is funny, more because it reminded me of Vin Diesel being a thing. If any of you haven't seen, he does these interviews from time to time, and they are so cringe-inducing. He needs an award.
God, you're so beautiful. God, she's so beautiful, man. Am I right or wrong? Look at her. That smell. Darkness.
Liza's mystery caller asks her to bring some flowers to the house, admitting that he didn't need them and he only bought them so he could see her again. It's a bit rushed, but again, Black Mirror logic, guys. We're working on limited time here.
So many things I wish we could do together. Go visit the pier, go get sushi. I even had tickets to Uncut Gems the musical before they had to cancel the show.
No way! I had tickets to that show.
He